Hey guys, Nerdy Perkins here, coming to you from the decks of the world, looking at more leaked cards for the One Piece trading card game. And we're just gonna go roughly in order of, what was released since I kind of last talked about cards. And what do you know? I think I mentioned in a previous video that blue just kind of needed a way to shuffle. And well, what do you know? We found our blue deck way of shuffling because we got Sentomaru, who will be a blue starter deck card, and they are 3 cost, 4 power, 4,000 power, and they will be Dawn ×1, so attach a Dawn to them and they can activate their main ability by resting 2 Dawn. They can play a Pacifista card cost 4 or lower from your deck, then shuffle your deck. So you can, play this, get that activated power, and shuffle your cards. So you're dumping a bunch of stuff down to the bottom of your deck, and maybe you threw some stuff down there that you kind of want back up towards the top. You'll be able to have this card out there and shuffle it on up. And pretty good card. Perfectly fine manga art, and yeah, looking good. So the next card is a big one, because this is one of our first counter cards that does something a little different than the other ones, and this is a big difference. So it is a blue counter. It is Officer Agents, and it's a counter. So basically, after you've decided if you want to block or not, you can then use this counter during the counter phase and play a character card with a cost of 3 or less from your hand. And there's another card in here later that I will kind of talk about what we might be seeing with this, but this is basically a counter card. Obviously you get another character on the field, which can be useful, like if it's a blocker or something like that, for like later on in the turn. But you can use something like Mr. 3's ability in, like, so you can play Mr. 3, and then he has the on play ability. If your leader's Baroque Works types, one of your opponent's characters with cost 4 or less cannot attack until the end of your opponent's turn. So then this character would be able to come in and counter and basically stop a character from attacking for the rest of the turn. I'm pretty sure that it wouldn't be able to stop the attack that's currently happening. If someone if someone thinks differently or has a better grasp on the ruling, let me know. But I think that that's kind of how I'm reading it, that you'd be able to play this and then stop another character from attacking, therefore maybe keeping, the person from ending the game or like taking an extra life. But like I said, very useful card, very interesting. And like I said, it's going to make it so that character cards with on-play effects their on-play effects can become counters, essentially. Then we got Old Man Hyogoro is how I think I would believe what it is on the card. But he's using his hockey. I like this art. It's very cool. And he's very useful because you can play him and you can activate his power right away, which is giving your leader or another character 2,000 power during this turn. Like I said, super useful. It's a nice ability that you can use on your turn, and you can use him the moment the turn he plays. So very useful. I like how like I said, he's a little mentor type. He buffs he buffs up the other characters and can buff up your Luffy, much like he buffed up Luffy with his wisdom in Wano. Yes, and then we got the one that we were expecting, and I might pop it up. I was like, we had the Sentomaru, and then last night I made a mock-up. I was like, I bet you the Pacifista is going to be the Frankie of the blue deck, and I was right. And this is probably going to be so if anyone has an answer for this. So if you have let's say you have 2 or 3 of these in your deck, and you've already either they're all in your discard pile or whatever, can you theoretically with the Sentomaru just keep going and shuffling, and even though you're out of them in your deck, or could you only do that the one time, and then once there's nothing in there, you can't do it again? I'd be curious, what are the limitations, or if the Sentomaru is basically just a shuffle, whether the Pacifist is in the deck or not. If you have a thought or an opinion on that, let me know. I'd be curious to hear. Then this morning we also got Ashura Douji, and once again, I'm really liking this art. It seems like, you know, kind of him and Hyogoro kind of are a bit matching. Maybe not exactly. Is it the same artist? Let's check. So it is the same artist. Like I said, so you know, they kind of match. So he is going to be green, matching that. I believe the red scabbards will be a green deck or green set with the Odin being like a faction leader for the group. Okay, here we go. So now we're basically all but confirming that the art that we saw of the Sabo, Zoro, and Law are basically going to be alt arts of other cards in this set. So we have Law here, and this is an alt art of the Law that we got that was kind of the more like anime style, which for at this point we can basically all but say that I'm pretty sure basically everything except for what's getting alt arts and stuff from the starter decks seem to be pulling and using original artwork. As I said, I could be wrong, but that seems to be, I think, most of what we've gotten. I think event cards have been, even the event cards from the starter set have been a lot of manga panels, but once again, I don't really mind the manga panels and event cards being like that, because you don't really need it, and honestly it's more of a contextual thing. I actually don't mind those having the manga panels while the character cards are getting all the original art, and it's looking really good. This, like, I do want like a holographic version of this because I think it's gonna look so good. Yeah, no, this is fly. Like this like upscale version of it, like, yeah, no, I'm excited. This is getting me excited for these cards. I waited long enough so that we could get this beautiful Tama card revealed, and this is another of those cards. So like I said earlier, with the blue officer agents card, this would be a card that if we get a similar card in red would be super useful, and basically becomes a counter, because her ability is that it's in Japanese, so I will translate and say it, and I'll probably pop it up here maybe. But on play, you give one of your opponent characters minus 2,000 power during this turn. So you can use it, obviously, while you're on your turn, to debuff a character, maybe debuff the leader, so that you can get that easy attack. Obviously, I think that's going to be the most useful thing, especially if we don't see a red card similar to Officer Agents. But like I said, we also could see something like Officer Agent, where you play that card. I'll play like a similar red card where you can maybe a Wano, like maybe you can play any Wano country card or something like that, and as a counter instead, and you'll be able to play Tama and minus the character by 2,000. So instead of buffing your character by 2,000, you'd be subtracting the attacking character by 2,000. Like I said, we'll have to see if there's something like that, but I think it opens up possibilities. And then I'm just loving this art. I'm wondering if maybe we'll also see something where, because we've seen the art for Komonochio, and Tama's on top of him, so I wonder if like he'll have something like the where if you play him and you have Tama, like you can draw her out, or maybe he'll have something similar to Sentamaru, where you can like pull Tama just like right out of the deck or something like that, and that'd be pretty cool. That'll get you some like shuffle into red. But yeah, no, I said this, like, yeah, no, this art is like really good. Like the minute I saw it, I was like, oh, so cute. Look at how like, yeah, how rosy and gleamy the cheek is. No, well, I'm a big fan. But yeah, that's actually, I think, about it for tonight. By the time you see this, we'll probably have a couple more cards revealed in the morning. I'm probably gonna just hold off on those, let them I'll take a look at those in the next decks of the world. Oh, the other thing that maybe mention with is that she has a 2000 power, which is pretty good, like I said. So I think that's why, that's how they get away with her not having like any power, because she's basically just useful for on play. But like I said, that'll think will be all for tonight, for like this morning. It's tonight for me. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed it, give it a like. If you want to see more like this, I'm gonna be doing more One Piece trading card game content, and subscribe would certainly help a lot. But that's all for now, guys. I'll see you later.